The Fed cuts interest rates again to steady the economy. GM looks to extend its longtime joint venture in China. Hyundai adjusts its financial forecast heading into Investor Day. And Nissan's US sales and marketing chief steps down. Let's get into all these stories and more right now on the Jumpstart. Good morning and welcome back to the Jumpstart on CBT News. It's Thursday, September 18th. Here's a look at today's top stories. The Federal Reserve is cutting interest rates by a quarter point, bringing the key rate down to just over 4%. Officials say the move is meant to steady the economy as job growth cools and inflation lingers. Fed Chair Jerome Powell called it risk management and hinted at 2 more cuts before the end of the year. General Motors is in early talks to extend its joint venture with China's SAIC Motor, a partnership that's been in place for nearly 30 years. The move comes as GM sees signs of recovery in its China business, with sales climbing 20% in the second quarter and brands like Buick and Cadillac gaining traction. Hyundai is adjusting its 2025 financial outlook, raising revenue expectations but cutting its profit margin forecast due to US tariffs. The announcement came Thursday in New York ahead of the company's first ever investor day outside South Korea, led by new CEO Jose Munoz. The automaker also reaffirmed its long-term target of selling 5.55 million vehicles by 2030. Nissan's US operations are undergoing an unexpected leadership change as Vinay Shahani, its sales and marketing chief, steps down after less than 2 years to take a role in Dallas. Effective immediately, longtime Nissan executive Michael Sauter takes over as the company leans on its US market to drive a critical business turnaround. Coming up next, Brian Gordon, president of the Dave Canton Group, breaks down the 2025 market outlook mid-year update and what dealers should expect heading into year's end.
Check out the executive profile exclusively on cbtnews.com. Your number one resource for auto industry news, content, coaching, and analysis.
This is a report that we put out twice a year, and we put the report together with a company called Kaiser Associates. It involves dealer surveys, consumer surveys, a ton of research. So the data in there is great. It's incredibly credible. And yeah, we've gotten a lot of coverage. The biggest takeaways that people are talking about, number one is affordability. And everybody is talking about affordability, but what we see is affordability going way beyond the prices of new car vehicles, and the impact of affordability in what's happening with Chinese manufacturers, in what's happening with tariffs, what's happening with used cars. I mean, it has become the dominant theme across everything that's happening in this industry. And we go into a ton of detail so that people aren't just hearing affordability and thinking, yeah, we know cars are really expensive right now. It's much deeper than that.
Right.
Chinese vehicles are something that every dealer seems to be really concerned about.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We didn't even realize this. 75% of dealers are concerned about this as an imminent threat right now. And maybe they should be, because our surveys tell us that 40% of American consumers would buy Chinese vehicles if they were available today. You know why? Affordability.
That's right.
They're looking for cheaper vehicles that can fit within their budget.
And from all indications, they look like a quality built car with some great styling. If you look at BYD, right?
That's right. That's right. And so we try to put all of these things together and then give dealers information on how they should be thinking about all of these things that are happening, so they actually know how to respond and how to react, what to think about and what to do. It's not just data that we put out. We're actually really synthesizing that data so dealers just can look at a couple of bullets here or there and understand what they should think or what they should do.
Well, that's a wrap for today's show, but join me again here tomorrow morning to get more headlines that are shaping the retail automotive industry. In the meantime, you can catch full episodes of Inside Automotive, Driving Solutions, and the Executive Profile wherever you get your podcasts. And if you haven't already, be sure to follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. We'll bring the latest industry news right to your feed.